Welcome to the gathering that's not going to kill magic. It's the Rogue Sun podcast. I'm Matt, joined by my fantastic co-hosts Bash and Charlie for a breakdown of issue 33 of Rogue Sun, and I'm pumped about it. How are you guys doing? How you doing, Bash?
Very good. I'm very excited. It's good to see everyone. Good to be back in camera. I had an injury and stuff, so I wasn't feeling 100%, but happy to be back now. I just want to say I'm always excited when we get a new Rogue Sun, and considering it's been 2 months since the last issue, you bet I was super excited for this one. New villain, Mr. Poe. Can't wait to talk about it. How you doing, Charlie?
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, this one was big. I've been really I think this one came out last week, so kind of had some time to process it. And yeah, it was a big issue. Lots of things change, stakes rise, motivations change. So it's a really good time. But yeah, doing pretty good. We have Dylan talking about maybe going to space in this issue. We got Project Hail Mary coming out this week, another hopefully awesome space movie. So yeah, we got some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you, man?
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. I finished the audiobook of Rogue Sun or Radiant Black recently.
Oh,
no pressure.
Maybe
Ryan.
next.
Yeah, no pressure. But it was really impressive and worth the wait. So anybody that's kind of on the fence about getting the audiobook, it's pretty different. Like it tells the same story.
Good.
But yeah, it's worth it. You get like a different vibe, and you can see like there's some touches in there you can only do in an audiobook, which I found were really nice, and I really enjoyed it. So finished that, enjoyed it, and I think this might be the most hype Rogue Sun issue so far. Like it's up there. It's in like the top 3. Like shit goes down in this issue. I don't need everything to happen all the time, but god damn, like every page something cool's happening. So this was I'm excited.
It was so sweet. Like this was textbook how to do like the escalation issue where things are finally like going crazy and like this is like it's fantastic. Let's get into it. So Rogue
it's
Sun.
interesting. I do want to say first, like it's interesting, like the escalating, like it almost feels like we've been like he's done such a good job of like just progressively escalating every single issue, but it doesn't feel like we've taken like many steps back or many breathers. Like it's kind of like stakes have been changing and rising almost like each issue, it seems. Like I know like we've gushed over every like the last couple of issues especially, but every single issue. So yeah,
no, I agree with you.
Different.
Yeah,
100%.
I think we all talk about it. Like there's this secret like sauce, or it's sauce. There's this alchemy to certain comics that people really idolize and love. I'm talking specifically the ones where the hero or the main character takes a long journey and they just move forward. And when I say move forward, I don't just mean in their lives. I mean the story moves forward. We don't like change time. We don't like do a crisis and erase the canon. And I think people often default to things like Invincible or things like The Amazing Spider-Man, like the original run, like the first volume, mostly like that first 700 issues, but primarily that first like 300 or 400 where things go really crazy and people love it. So I think this book does that so well. I think like when you think back and you look back and you're like, okay, we're at 33, like what was issue 1 like? What was that journey like from issue 1 to 32 and now to 33? You can really see a lot of changes. And I like we always talked about Ryan Parrott being a writer who's so good at planting seeds and then never like abandoning those seeds. You can always see them very slowly in the background growing, even if they're not in the main focus at all, even if they're not even close. You always sense that they're there in the background, that we're going to come back to it. And I think that's been a very good skill of this book because there's a lot of books that they set many things up and they never ultimately deliver on those things. And that's a huge bummer. That's like, it's such a disappointment because you're always left wondering. So I really love that we're doing that here. And let's talk about real quick the creative team and dive into the issue. So Rogue Sun 33 came out last week, March 11th. The synopsis is, as an old foe returns with a terrible plan, forces gather under New Orleans to decide the fate of the world. Will either Rogue Sun be able to put a stop to their enemy schemes, or are they doomed on 2 fronts? So we've got a creative writing duo of Nick Cotton and Ryan Parrott. I'm sorry, I like all of it. Ryan Parrott, Nick Cotton. We've got a creative art team of Abel, co-creator of Rogue Sun, and artist Bruno Frenda as well on art duties. And then we've got a new colorist. Did you guys notice that? A new colorist? Antonio.
That does make sense. I was going to ask because, there's, we'll get to it later. There's one scene with Hellbent. When Hellbent first comes out, that's like something different, like something different.
I felt that the colors were bolder in this issue.
Yes,
It was less
yes.
of like the more gothic horror palette, and it felt more like a standard bold palette, which I actually enjoyed for a change. But I do love that, and we always miss Natalia Marquez as well. She's amazing. And then we've got letter Becca Carey, and we've got the amazing A cover by Stefano Simeone. We've got an awesome B cover continuing the connecting X-Men 1 homage, Jim Lee homage by Marco Loccati. And we've got the 1 in 20 incentive cover without the banner that Matt loves so much. So let's get into it. Rogue Sun 33. So previously, I'll just read the last bit. With things mostly quiet in New Orleans, Dylan has gone with his school friends on a college tour, leaving Aurie behind to deal with the villainous Mr. Poe. I love how Mr. Poe is caps. But Hellbent stalks his college campus, and Aurie has just come face to face with a gathering of Rogue Sun's most dangerous foes, or most dangerous rogues, one could say. So I really loved. So let's just talk. The first page I thought was such an excellent, like I'm more so from the art point of view, but I'm sure it's working off the writing as well. So amazing. Just love to see the confluence between the two. But seeing the 4 different families like just progressing in that way really gave you a sense that this was a very serious issue. Like it's getting real when all the parties are gathering around the table. So I thought this was such a good way to open up the issue.
Yeah. It's like a Sinister Six almost, a similar kind of deal. But Mr. Poe, like, this is just fantastic. Like Mr. Poe, I think is a top 3 villain in the Masterverse. Don't at me. Seriously, like it's a really cool concept.
You're right. It's just crazy how fast it's crazy how fast his kind of stock just rise. Like we had a lot of anticipation for him, and we thought he was kind of going to be more like, or I did kind of just more like a joke, like a killer cat, But yeah, no, seems like, I don't know, Morningstar's like right-hand cat, it seems. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, it is really cool seeing the dynamics of all the villains. I loved all that stuff, and kind of all the infighting of it was actually really interesting, because it kind of made me think different about Morningstar and kind of how much influence and power he really has. And that he can give people all these powers, but and we know he can kind of control them like he can Noxious, but I'm curious, like, if people are like going against him, can he take these powers away? Like, I don't know, just all the infighting really kind of showed the lack of control maybe he has, and he's sending a cat to do everything for him. So this was kind of an interesting meeting here, and good thing Aurie kind of caught all this information, or else that would have been pretty bad.
Question: could Mr. Poe take over Morningstar or not?
Oh, that's interesting. Probably. If his powers come from Morningstar, I'm gonna say no. But if not, then maybe.
I would think so. Yeah, maybe Morningstar's scared of Mr. Poe. That's why he's got to keep him in his good graces.
It's true. Give him the
I would probably leave. Or no, we did see him get powers from Morningstar. Like we saw him jump up, like he was in the sewers and he jumped up and intercepted that bug. So he actually, we know he did. He does have powers. So maybe Morningstar just likes him, and would be cool. He's good at getting things done.
He's a loyal pet. Yeah. It's ironic because Mr. Poe likes his loyal pets, and maybe so does Morningstar. So.
Right, but then he could be like, "I'm no one's pet," you know what I mean, and kind of like flip. Who knows?
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I will say one thing that I think I really love about Ryan Pear's writing in particular is on these 2 or 3 pages where we're doing this meeting with the the Sinister Six like vibes.
Yeah,
I think Ryan is so good at, and I don't think this is a quality, in my opinion. I don't think there's a quality I personally see with many writers, except the extremely good ones, especially ones with a heightened sense of like dialogue, in my opinion. So I think Ryan is so good at giving characters like really strong moments without even having much space to do it. So I think, for example, like we've already gotten a small sense of like what Mama Blood Moon's like, right? And we've gotten a small sense of what the guy who is it Serenity or whatever his name is, who works with the
Divinity and stuff.
Yeah, with the Divinity and stuff, like
Brother Micah, I think he's
Brother Micah. Yeah. So we've got like a little bit of sense of what he's like, but I think in these 2 or 3 pages here, or really just 2 pages, one's a splash, so I guess you say it's 3, but these 2 pages here, I think you get so many great moments from Blood Moon and from Brother Micah, and I think right now my interest in them has gone up a lot. Especially like I really like how basically it's double-edged what Mike is doing, because in a sense you're seeing that like he's kind of shady, like he's willing to do this like neutrality thing, which is really abstaining, but he kind of benefits from it long term. So I thought that was a really cool way to show the interplay between these characters, their motivations, but also kind of what incentivizes them in this situation to fall in line with Mr. Poe. So I really like that moment from these two, and I think that's speaking to the strength of Ryan Parrott as a writer to give these guys some amazing moments. Like we were talking about in contrast, like Pulse and Vector, who we really like, we just saw really do some jokes in 2 or 3 issues, but beyond that, we haven't really gotten a sense of who they are. But we still enjoyed them. But here, like these guys have like just a couple panels here and there, but we already get a strong sense of what their character is and their convictions. That's great writing.
One thing that stood out to me is it says Brother Mike is talking about being unfamiliar with Mr. Poe's pedigree and asking why they're not talking with Suave. And then it's revealed that Suave is otherwise occupied at this moment. So that's interesting. That stood out to me. I assume we're going to get a follow-up about Suave, like maybe it's a top secret mission, or who knows, maybe, Mr. Poe could have him scooping kitty litter for all we know. Like, we don't really, we don't know.
Suave wasn't pulling his weight, and he had to bring Mr. Poe into.
It's possible. Surprised no one's brought up magic yet. So.
I did in the intro, and we're gonna. That's very much magic, and DC's lawyers made sure that she didn't know more. I'm sure, because that's as close to magic as you can get.
Yeah,
that was cool. Close. That was funny. That's always funny. We get grotesque. We were kind of talking off podcast. We believe maybe it's the first time we've seen him. He looks very familiar. He looks familiar. But yeah, I can't say for sure we've seen him before. But yeah, he's got his own meal there, kind of eating out of this like toxic cauldron. He's eating like this toxic seaweed. It's pretty good stuff. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like this is like all the stakes are changing like a lot, because like I guess they want this war to end, and kind of Mr. Poe's just there to bargain and with all the different parties, which is cool. So they offer. I actually really like the Micah one, because obviously we always knew he was kind of shady, and he's not a great guy. But I'm pretty sure the Perfection was kind of like, it was introduced as something that was actually like a help to take down monsters and protect the world from monsters, and kind of like another outlet as Rogue Sun. So this is kind of, obviously we knew he wasn't a great guy, but this kind of shows, he's just kind of been doing this like 100% selfishly just to kind of keep alive. I'm curious if kind of the rest, like, will Divinity be able to live forever, or I would assume it's probably just him. I don't think he's that worried about sharing all the glory. But this was cool. We find out he's 176, which is kind of cool.
I will say I also like Mama Blood Moon more, because she's the only one who kind of talks shit to Mr. Poe. Like where she's like referring to him as the cat and showing him like this disrespectful tone.
Really, and that's where made me question like Morningstar's actually, and I know he's not, or he is not there. So Morningstar, like, it's just all this in fighting, which is very interesting, but nothing's really stopping it from falling apart, other than actually Rogue Sun just finding a common enemy. Like if Aurie wasn't there, who knows what could have happened, right?
Yeah,
like it's very very much a few more bodies could have dropped.
No, it's a good point.
But yeah,
I like how.
Do you think that he's gonna play like a technicality, or actually no? Mr. Poe played it smart. He said when Rogue Sun requests aid. It was like if he said when Dylan, maybe he's like, oh, but you didn't say Aurie, but he said Rogue Sun. So
that's very true. Well, I already heard that, so it's not really much of a threat, which is
that's
good.
true. Yeah,
but yeah, that was a big moment. That was a big moment.
Yeah, I like that the coven of werewolves, right? Like Granny Blood Moon is the one that doesn't like Mr. Poe. It's like cats and dogs not getting along. Makes sense that they wouldn't buy, but just based on that alone. But it was interesting that he's 167. I did like how they referred to Mr. Poe as the most handsome Mr. Poe, and that's highlighted because like he was originally going to be Mr. Handsome, right?
Mr. Handsome.
Yeah, so I think that's a nice little nod to the OG name.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nice. Yeah, and then we're back with Dylan and Vanessa and the college tour, and it seems like Dylan's already getting ahead of himself, assuming things are back to normal. But Vanessa's quick to rebuff him and tell him that that isn't the case. You know, she'll see. He wants to take things slow and see if he's actually changed. You know, he still takes a shot for the, you know, for to stay over the night, but he gets shot down, and that's when Hunter is there to, I guess, reassure him. But we don't know. Like I love even like the dick like smile when he puts his arm around like Dylan. Like you could tell it's like a more of an opportunistic smile than a sincere one. That's such good
Yeah.
artwork right there. Yeah, I really like this moment. I thought like this really resonated with me because I was like we were all talking about Dylan's journey, and I feel like Dylan for the first time ever maybe is like lowering the armor just a little bit and
Yeah.
being vulnerable and being honest with someone. You know, maybe he's
I
seen,
agree.
maybe he thinks like this guy has tried to help him and he's been kind to him in a new environment, and like maybe I'll take a chance, and like what could it hurt? Like we're in a new city, this guy doesn't know me. Well, at least he thinks so. But like maybe I could just be real with him and see. So I was like, here's Dylan kind of dropping the facade, lowering the fiery armor, and being honest with him. And it's just like all gets thrown in his face. So I felt like I
Yeah.
hope Dylan, my thought was like, I hope he doesn't take the wrong lesson from this of like I
But
shouldn't trust people.
but
You
it's
know?
kind of his own medicine. Like he was
Yeah.
like he was always messing with Reggie and Byron and stuff like that, being
Mhm.
like the older, kind of cooler, kind of maybe not older, but like the taller, the bigger stature, kind of just like doing what he wanted to do and kind of like being a dick to them realistically and like using them for his advantage. So this is the most we've seen Dylan kind of get played big time. And God, the stakes are there. Like Hunter just is there's so much personal grudge in there that it's not just I hate this guy because like he hates Dylan because of everything Dylan's done to like his dad and stuff like that. So like it just works. This is one of the best grudges in the show or in the book, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
What a scene though, actually. Like this whole scene of the transition into Hellbent, them talking on the roof and kind of him reassuring him, but then yeah, him telling Dylan, like, yeah, there's kind of someone I've been trying to get back against too. Was like that whole transition was so good. And then like you see the fire start coming off his face, and then kind of transition into Hellbent. Was an insane issue. But yeah, that when he turns into Hellbent, that was like all this color definitely, yeah, it was something different. It was almost more like
I felt it. I was like, this isn't Natalia. Like I
yes.
paused and went back to the front. I was like, this is not like Natalia's colors. The book feels less gothic. But in a way, I actually think this works because it adds to the tension that we were talking about. It's like a good way to mark the escalation. It's almost like they're maturing, and it marks that maturity in a way, the maturity of the book in itself, like in its age and its growth, but also the maturity of their powers, the maturity of them in this new college phase. So in a way, I kind of like the new colors because it adds to the new setting, to the new, to it makes it feel
does
less.
fit.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it makes it feel like
it also I think it really especially fits this setting too, because you have two characters who are on fire all the time. Like
yeah,
you have those very bright colors, like they
Yeah.
have to kind of stand out in all that fire.
yeah.
But yeah,
Makes
no,
it feel like a new season. It's like, you know, in a new season of a
Yeah.
show and they're in a new
Yeah.
place and now they're like a little older, a little different. It's like it makes it feel like that. It's like this new. I really liked it, but yeah, this page was awesome. It's like, I will say, like I felt like in a good way. Like I enjoyed the tease, kept me on the edge of my seat. I felt like Ryan is also really good at Ryan and Nick are really good at transitioning between scenes on a cliffhanger. So they leave you like really
Yes.
anticipating what's happening. So it makes you want to read it more because you're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, but you're still interested in what's happening on the other end. So yeah, now we go back to the manor where they're at, where everyone's gathered and Mr. Poe is still in control. I do think aviness is a Aviness.
The aviness. That's still
Yeah,
me.
Aviness,
Probably,
like,
I gotta say, I gotta give him one L on the name. That's probably his,
that's
my
a weird
least favorite.
name.
I won't say it's a bad
yeah.
name. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'll say it's my least favorite. Aviness.
I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know how like what the correct. I'm guessing that is how you say aviness, but yeah, I thought
Like
that
your
was a weird name.
highness, your like
Yeah.
the aviary.
But that's
your highness,
at least on
your
League,
Venus.
that's her name. That's what it says. So I'm like, is that her name? Is that a
Oh.
rank? Is that what she's? Is like her hero name?
I would say that's
like,
probably her rank or her name. We
Yeah.
do know her, and we do find out that the Raven Queen stole a bunch of her memory, so she
Yep.
probably got her mind wiped,
Hmm.
which was cool. That was kind of a cool twist in there.
Yeah, but I kind of like how she like that moment was really cool of like look, like I'll give you your memories back. And she's like, you know what, kill her and give me the throne on her head, and like you got a deal. And I was like, I can't tell. It's like it's one of those situations where it's like, did she get what she wanted, or was Mr. Poe setting her up for that? Was he
Yes.
like
Well,
godding her
now,
into that? You know what I mean? Like,
now all the Sisters of the Aviary, like now they're going to be the eyes for
yep.
Morningstar, which is very dangerous. Like we know how powerful the Aviary was, all the information they have, all the secrets they keep. So yeah, that's probably not a great place for all those secrets to be. Morningstar, but it's all good. Someone will
Yeah,
figure
they're gonna leak the files, bro. Is what you're saying. So,
Jesus.
but yeah, so yeah, the stories are missing. That's what Blood Moon said. Oh, sorry, she's missing her stories as in her show. Like one of my favorite comments. She says, "I'm missing my stories so I can watch a con man make a bunch of promises to idiots who can't see when they're being played. You all are reminding me of why I got out of this stupid game to begin with." Like this is the personification of I'm too old for this shit. Like that's literally like literally who she is, and I love that. And she's like John McClane right now. She's just like, bro, I'm tired of this shit. Like you guys only call me when there's trouble. Like figure it out yourselves. I'm out. And
Yeah.
I will say that moment, like first of all, putting magic in the book, or like magic
Yeah.
in the book just to smoke her is such a power move. I love it. It's such like a baller move. Like hell yeah. Like I also love the contrast between like it. At first, I thought when I saw her put the sword to her neck and her eyes are like that, I thought she was scared. But then I looked at the panel again, and especially having read the next page, I don't think she's scared. I think she's like the audacity of this little girl
Yeah.
to like put this toy up to my neck.
Uh,
And she just smokes her, dude. She just like races her with a look. Like, she just looks at her. It's like, what did you do? Oh, I just looked at her. Like, that's it. And she's like gestures and she's gone. That was amazing. And then she turns into like full on powered Grandma Blood Moon. And dude, just look at freaking Mr. Poe's reaction. Just a little, dude. That was like amazing page right there. Genuinely amazing page.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, this scene, like there's stuff going on like every couple pages. Not that we need action, but like things escalated quickly, and yeah, there goes magic just destroyed there instantly before our eyes, before the Warner Brother lawyers can come and end this. And then we cut to the fight, and it looks like Dylan's on the receiving end of like a seismic toss or something from Pokemon, or like a suplex or something. The impact of this page is really impressive. I like it.
Love it. I agree.
yeah. Oh,
The stakes are there though.
Johnson.
Yes.
Like
yes.
he knows, like, and then he remembers midway through the fight. He's like, "Wait, you're the guy that killed Reggie? Like, what the hell?" Or yeah, it was Reggie, right? Yes.
Yes.
It's
But yeah,
so
it's like it's crazy. Like they're all kind of again. I'll go back to kind of just the lack of control of Morningstar. Like they all have like what's to stop Grandma Blood Moon from doing anything? Like you would think Mr. Poe is maybe like so powerful. Maybe he's kind of just letting this infighting kind of happening and to kinda see how it sorts itself out. But it's yeah, just interesting. Lots of chaos going on.
that could have been the end of the Blood Moons, though, realistically, because they outnumber them, and the Blood Moons don't seem to be the most powerful of them. So, like, it was risky. Like, it seemed like something that Mr. Poe wouldn't have dealt with like right then, because he kind of knew there was like other threads that might.
Yes, he said.
Play
Yes,
along.
he says.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Poe. I'll put them on the list. That's what. Yeah, the guy says to Mr. Poe at the end. So,
yeah,
I mean, they're gonna go after.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love how like we were talking about this a lot when it came to Radiant Black last few issues. How Jaeger kind of started to remedy this, and Shift is kind of, but more of a neutral character. But like Radiant Black is missing that like personal asshole, like the one that you just hate. Like you just hate them because you hate them. Like the really just everything you say. And I love literally this is what Hellbent is. And you look at that line where he's suplexing him. He's like, there we go. The real Dylan Siegel, man of unthinking, impulsive violence. Be honest with me, though. Have you enjoyed the tour? It's like everything he says is just scathing. Like this dude just hates this guy. And
it's Joker shit. Like he wants to bring him down to his level.
This reverse Flash shit, bro. This is like, I just hate you, and I'm just gonna spend my whole life, every life, just like literally trying to kill you. It's like I don't care about anything else. Like he lives to make this guy miserable. I love this, man. Like this is like you just hate him. Like you just want to hate Hunter. Like you can't. So we need more villains like this in Radiant Black. We need a villain we just hate. Like you just hate him. Like everything he says is like the antithesis of Marshall as a person, not as a concept. I think Horizon is the antithesis of Radiant Black as a concept in many ways, but we need it it's too abstract. And we need like a person
Yeah.
to hate. Yeah.
We
Yeah, I'm
need
not
some
so
guy.
sure if we're gonna hate him yet. Maybe they're gonna turn him like maybe Horizons. Yeah, I don't want to spoil Radiant Black, but
First,
anyway, yeah,
For Marshall, we need someone that works
um,
at like a bookstore / alcohol, like liquor store, to be his perfect like mirror image.
there we go.
Now,
There we go.
it'd be
That's
cool
it.
if the Horizon guy stole the yellow radiant they're using for the AI shit and then became Radiant Yellow. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, like that would be like a really cool way to change, to show, like to break free of the whole thing. But yeah, this page here of them just fighting in this like lab, it seems like a computer lab or something, is awesome. I really like when he pulls out the mace, and he
Yes.
freaking smacks Hellbent in the face. I love that he cut off, like the artist cut off the face there to make it seem like the impact is like, that's so good, man. That's some good cartoon right there. So yeah, I really love this page. You really feel the heat of the battle. I mean, figuratively and literally. Like you can feel how much these guys hate each other. And I think this is like, they've been building up to this for a while. But I got this sense of dread, and I really loved it. It really, again, reminds me of like someone like the Green Goblin or Reverse Flash, like toying with their counterparts. And it's like here when he tells him like, "You're going to give me the Sunstone. I'm going to take your life apart a person at a time until the only thing you have left is me." And it's like, yeah, like, okay, like we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's badass. That just changed the entire story in a lot of ways, because that's a big development, right? That's like a huge, huge development, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to see how Dylan is going to, like, once this issue is wrapped up and he recovers from this whole attack. I'm curious to see how Dylan's going to handle this development, because it's huge.
Yeah.
100%. This is definitely scary for Dylan, and definitely just kind of the classic the kind of they're fighting in a battle, and then that's when Hunter mentions that Vanessa's in trouble, so they're able to keep him alive, still keep the stakes high and the tensions high, but still able to find a way to get Dylan out of the battle and back to save Vanessa, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I was just glad they kept him alive and kind of just setting up for next time. Now, kind of, and we see it later, but yeah, a lot of identities are kind of off the table now, like secret identities. So yeah, a lot's changing.
We'll talk about the later, because there's a lot of there's a couple like game changing things that happen that are like big, like revelatory things that change the way the story can go forward. Like there's no going back from Vanessa finding out later on that he's Rogue's son and stuff like that. Like that's going to change their whole dynamic, because he's not going to look like as much of an asshole now.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we get does anyone know Mr. Poe's master's name? You know his name? I'm forgetting his name.
Don't remember.
But anyways, he's got the cool guns. He's got some cool bullets. And I forget what the power
telekinetic. It's called telekinetic bullet bonding. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what that is, but it looked pretty cool. Some cool lights, and it was cool. Like you just see a lot of chaos going on, a lot of characters fighting. You can just see the bullets kind of flying in and out, adding color.
The lighting up the dark where she's hiding, I thought was such a cool. That's so cool. Yeah. It's like when you get caught in one of Batman Arkham games. It's like,
right? Yeah, the Yondu bullets are fucking sweet though. I like it. It's he's got the Crypt Keeper look. It's pretty sweet. You were comparing it to Wanted off air.
Dude, I gotta say, like poetic, her falling down onto the table and then him saying the final course is served. Dude, this is some fucking peak comics right here, guys. Like this is some really good comics, guys. Like I was saying this now, this is some really good comics right here. Like that's awesome, man.
That's why we're here, is for shit like this. It's not afraid to be a little, it's down to earth when it needs to be, but it's also a little like quippy, a little campy like that when it wants to be. Like it's what I look for in a series, and they just fucking crush it. And Aurie struggles. She does the best she can. We've seen her really taken to being Rogue's son really quickly, but again, these are some of his toughest foes, and not just like the family members. These are like the heads of the families that are like the wisest and the smartest, and so they make pretty quick work of her, and she gets captured.
I this is where I was like, oh shit, is she gonna be the one that dies? And that's who the tombstone we're seeing, because that was a lot of the guessing before we got this issue. That's a lot of people were guessing.
Yeah.
And then we get that, and then he says to her, "Or you've got one chance, play dead." And that's when we segue back to the college tour, and we can see that the girls are in their dorm, the temporary dorm where they're staying for their tour, and they're talking, and then she's asking if Vanessa's gonna stay with, or Amanda's asking if Vanessa's gonna stay with Dylan, and she says it's more like summer camp together. I want to see if this version follows us, which I respect that. Like she's been, she's been screwed too many times by Dylan, so she wants to see if there's real change there, and I can understand that. But then they get they're in the process of getting kidnapped. They get attacked by these by the frat boys from the last issue who were hazing Dylan and Byron and all that. And this is like honestly really scary because on the one hand, like Dylan's, it's intense. Yeah, he's for many reasons it's just horrible. But Dylan's probably freaked out right now because he's like what are they doing to my friends? So I really respect.
Yeah, I think
Vanessa.
Hunter said, I got 2 guys going over to tear her apart, limb from
tear them apart. Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
That's what made this scary. Everything else in the series is supernatural and like can't happen as far as we know. But this is shit that does happen, scarily enough, and like like this is kind of like real violence, and there's no magic involved. It's just cold, realistic kind of shit that could happen if Roxon didn't come in with his flying jump kick.
Yeah,
which is also intense because keep on.
Oh, sorry. I was also gonna say like he comes in and he makes it seem like a threat, but I think like Hunter obviously told them like just scare them, just scare them. So it's very much like he wants to build Dylan up and then break him down, but I guess he's not completely ready yet, which I found interesting. Like I thought maybe this is the moment he could have gone after Vanessa, but it's like no, he's still holding back and
I think he wants to. I think in the same way, like the more like there are people like, oh, I want you to have hope so I can take you away. I think he wants Dylan to live with that fear of like, oh my god, he can attack at any moment. Like, who is he gonna go for first? If he knows about Vanessa and Amanda, who else does he know about? I think that's what he wants. He wants him to get really paranoid and start to get rash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like at the same time, I think that's what he's trying to go for here. I think this is just the first of like some long ass torment, and I'll tell you why. In the next issue, I'll read the solicit and tell you basically the solicit for 35. Sorry, it says Hellbent killed Rogue Sun's friend Reggie. Rogue Sun killed Hellbent's father. The grudge match to end all grudge matches is here, with unthinkable consequences for the future of Rogue Sun. Okay. So I'll tell you what I think right after we get to the end here. So yeah, Rogue Sun pops in through the window, beats the shit out of the guy.
That was the most intense thing ever. Just the way he came in with that flying kick,
it's much different. Yeah, it's very visceral. Yeah, he was going for like pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He beats the shit out of the 3 guys. And then the girls are freaking out, and then one of them holds on to Vanessa. He's hiding behind her, using her as a body between them. And Dylan says, let her go. Vanessa says, and he says, so what? You can nuke me? No way. No way. And then he gets burnt by green fire, and we're thinking, oh my God. And then Vanessa's freaking out. She's like, is he dead? What the hell is happening right now? And then you get probably one of the craziest pages of the whole series. That's Gwen at the freaking window with crazy eyes, floating in her armor, but no mask. And she says, is everyone all right in there? Dylan replies, yes. And then she says, good. I'm sorry I didn't get here earlier. Dylan, you and I need to talk right now. And then it just pans over to the girls, and you see Vanessa say, hold on. Did she say Dylan? Now, let me tell you my theory. I think Vanessa's going to die. And the reason I think Vanessa's going to die is because it just seems, and I'm okay with this. I'm not criticizing this. I'm just stating the obvious. It just seems like Dylan's meant to suffer. Like, there's no way. Right now, I think because Vanessa will see that he's been Rogue Sun, that she'll see that, maybe he was kind of responsible for Reggie's death indirectly, but also that he's genuinely been trying to be a better person by being a hero, by saving their lives, by saving other people. So I think that might fix the rift between them. And I think if that gets fixed, that means they'll be happy, and we can't have Dylan happy. So I think she's going to get murdered. The other thing is, obviously, we've already built this crumb of Hellbent's going after the important people in his life. This whole issue was about how he's simping for her. And literally he calls her, Hunter calls him a simp at one point so like this whole issue is about rebuilding that trust between them, showing that they've improved. So I look at that and I'm like, you're doing all that to take it away. Like that's what he's building up. He's building up this part. I think that's why he was okay with telling him who he was, because he's going to take this away from him. And he knows it's going to fuck him up and cloud his judgment. So I think it's gonna be Vanessa that dies.
Oh,
I can't
didn't
wait.
talk
If that is the case, yeah.
we didn't talk about the massive revelation in this issue that was finding out what the porta potty incident was as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
That's pretty. It's pretty like I get it. Like I understand Dylan. Like it was rash and stupid, but like if it was like the way I see it is if it was a 30-year-old hitting on the girl, and
yeah,
then he did that to like I wouldn't feel as bad. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So like I feel for Dylan, but like, yeah, I also feel for Vanessa. Like that's horrible. So it's
It
like
also shows maybe he wasn't that good a listener, like not knowing she has a family member, she
yeah,
hasn't seen him forever and
yeah.
stuff like that. It's super brash and it
He's
costs him. That's
impulsive.
Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
which has
really
been another theme of the issue is that he's impulsive and violent.
yeah, exactly. And like he meant well because if it was like you said, if it was a 30-year-old hitting on a teenager, then yeah, you're a creep and you deserve that and more. But it's a family member that need to catch up. But it's weird because you can just message someone on Facebook. But I'm not going to pick this apart like a ton, and you have to slip numbers in the phones. But it's it's a miscommunication that led to this. And yeah, I'm glad not that it was like a lingering question that I needed for forever. It could have just been the porta potty incident, but it was cool to get that in an issue that had a ton of revelations. This was interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and that kind of it shows Dylan. It was big of Dylan to actually like realize it was wrong. I think that was kind of a big revelation for him too, just realizing himself that it was kind of the wrong
Yeah.
thing to do. So I thought that was a big step for him. I kind of agree with Bash where like he put so much trust into Hunter. So now that he was betrayed so quickly, like how is he gonna kind of keep growing in that direction, or is he gonna take another step back? That's kind of I guess we'll see. Especially if Vanessa eats it, then yeah, it's gonna be a tough road back for our boy Dylan. But it's all good. It's exciting just waiting for that confrontation, that talk, finally, almost like that Omni Man Invincible kind of reunion, it's very, very good stuff. And yeah, just can't wait to see that conversation. I don't know the last time we've seen them talk. We saw like 2 lines at the end, I think, of issue 25. We saw like they said like a couple lines to each other, and then we never actually saw their conversation still.
That's true.
But yeah, this is exciting. So
The
yeah.
Morningstar seems closer than I thought it would be, but I'm also happy with I'd be happy just seeing this draw it out for another 12 issues of like minor skirmishes and war stuff building up to it, because this is great. The pieces that we have on the board right now, I'm liking to see the moves are pulling off.
Yeah. When they like the sense I got was like when they started talking about that stuff, I was like, maybe this will end at like 50, issue 50. But then I was like, if it ends at 50 and that's what Ryan wants, that's one hell of a run, and I'll be happy. If it comes to 50 and he's still going, I'll be even happier. So it's like I'm good either way. Like they've given us such a legendary run, and it's been so good. And I'll support Ryan no matter what he does. But I'm here as long as he wants to do it. I love this book. I really do. Like I really love this book. I think it might be like at the moment my favorite Masterverse book, honestly. And I think it's been that way since like 29 maybe, and it was for parts of the 20s. Like it goes back and forth between Radiant Black and Rogue Sun for different parts of the series.
Yeah, the supernatural flavor really gives you something for both worlds, right? You got the Radiant Black, you got this, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
but
they did say the medieval spawn. I think Michael Basuto said on a recent Masterverse Live that the medieval spawn won't be until like the end of next arc or something like that.
Okay.
So they said it's gonna be at least 5 or 6 issues away, something like that, because they were like, time. Yeah, they need some time to do this stuff. So like, if people are wondering about the medieval spawn, it won't be for a minute, but they're still gonna do it, from what I understand.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what Aurie, we know she got taken. Is she going to Morningstar? Or are they trying to keep her away from Morningstar? I'm still curious about this second Sunstone she has. Obviously it was kind of fishy the way she got it. It just kind of came out of the ground from Caleb. Is it going to be corrupted in a sense? And that will turn her against Dylan. I'm not sure. I'm curious. I don't think anything good's gonna happen, but yeah, I do agree with Vanessa. I think she's probably going to eat it.
What if they just
can't wait to see the convo though between Gwen and Dylan? Like I can't. I'm really like
I can't
now. Yeah, exactly.
What if they just destroy the Sunstone though? Because we know it's probably like a copy or like not the authentic one. So like they could easily just destroy that.
I think that's kind of going to be all said and done. How it's going to end, but like maybe if Morningstar knows a way to corrupt the Sunstone they have Aurie, maybe that's a more useful resource to be able to take down both Sunstones. Like use the Sunstones against each other, opposed to just getting rid of one, then
use the stones to destroy the stones.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be.
No, seriously.
I don't know.
I think it would be interesting. I don't see Aurie being Rogue Sun for like a long time. We could be looking back on this and be like, oh, Matt was so wrong. But I feel like her not getting the inheritance and making something of her own, or just getting her own identity beyond the identity that neglected her, right? The Rogue Sun mantle. I feel like I could see her becoming her own kind of thing using magic or who knows what.
And Dylan,
she'd be the aviary queen, the new aviary queen.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, because I feel like something with stake, like once you have so much power and knowledge, like how do you just go back to kind of a normal life like that? Potentially, but yeah, no, that's
because after I'm assuming if the aviness kills the queen, there's going to be an opening. If they finally end the Morningstar infiltration, they're going to have to replace the opening because that was a corrupted person who took the spot. So, yeah, could be cool. I don't know, long term, right? I'm thinking long term, or Gwen even. If Gwen rehabilitates, that could be cool for her. But that'd be a major spin. So she'd have to do some serious rehabilitation. But or even Dottie, like all of those women, the really strong women we have in these books, they're all really cool. So I'm always happy to see what they do with them.
Dottie would be cool in the aviary, looking over her niece and stuff like that, making sure she stays safe.
Yeah.
Like
she's like, it's an upgrade from being a warden, like yeah.
Interesting. I think there's a lot of cool places the series can go, and like that's the sign of a great work when we're just like speculating on where this could possibly go while being satisfied with where we're at now. Like Ryan and Nick are killing it. The whole creative team never fails to impress.
And I know some people in the Discord server are going to MegaCon this weekend, and I saw that Bruno Frenda is going to be at MegaCon. So if you're going to MegaCon, you're reading Rogue Sun, go get your book signed by Bruno Frenda. Tell them you love their work. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, and I think Kyle is going to be there too, Kyle Higgins. So go to Kyle's table, go to his booth, get some really sweet stuff, get some some blacklight color remarks and signatures and everything. I really like that. I don't know if you guys saw, but they're doing like this promo on the store where Kyle took a bunch of the black and white, reading black and white issues, and he like blacklight colored the thing, and it looks so cool. It's just like it really looks good.
I always like he does a good job with those. He does a good job with all the blacklightings and stuff.
One last thing I'll say is thank you so much to the artists and to Ryan and Nick for putting so many cat shots in this issue. I feel like the last one was lacking. Like there were some really good ones, but there weren't many. So like this one, we had so many shots of this stuff. It was crazy. Like if you look almost every page, there's like smug ass expression of Mr. Poe. Dude, I loved it, man. No, this is like genuinely an amazing issue. Like I loved it.
I just want to drop one quick line. Like they just dropped the quickest line in the battle where Dylan's fighting with Hunter, and he says he basically says like I can't be taken down yet. I still got too much to do. He says I want to hire a butler and I want to go to space. Now those could be very like ridiculous things he's kind of mentioning there, but I don't see either of those out of the realm of possibility for Dylan, maybe. But yeah, I think that would kind of be a fun dynamic, him having kind of like a I don't know, like an older butler or something. Like I think that could be kind of fun. And I've honestly never really thought about kind of just the possibility of Rogue Sun going to space. Like why not? Like
if he goes to space before Marshall, I'm gonna be pissed.
That would that would be a little depressing. It's still just kind of made all these new possibilities kind of go
space demons would be sick.
That was cool. Yes, he's got all this supernatural cool stuff on Earth. Who knows? But I think it expanded the potential of the whole series too. Like just these couple lines, these couple things, like obviously not the potential to Ryan because he already knows these things, but like in our heads, like where this thing can go and how big it can be. So yeah.
This issue struck a really delicate balance too, because when you think about it, it was balancing between two of the main stories at the same time, and it was loaded with characters, but it never felt bloated. Like the book never felt bloated. The pacing never felt off. It felt perfect. And I think that's like, I got to tell you guys, I read a lot of comic books. That's really hard to do. Like that's really, really hard to do, to have an issue with like 20 plus characters, all of which are involved in the story some way, and to not like have it feel bloated or like, like it's focusing too much on one or narrow or something. Amazing issue. I can't wait to see how this arc wraps up. We've got 2 more issues for this arc. And for those of you who are following Radiant Black hardcover book 2 just came out. I just got my copy the other day. It looks amazing. And I think the exclusive on the Black Market Narrative website, the one with the Radiant Red helmet cover, the one they did a special dust jacket, that one just went up for sale as well. I don't know if they still have them, but if you want to go check it out. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What else do we have coming? We're going to do the audiobook episode. Ali was going to join us today. We're going to do it today, but he's sick. So we're going to do it sometime, hopefully this week. And then we're also going to do the patron special episode, the Absolute Batman, hopefully this weekend. So I told the guys to catch up on the reading. And once they're caught up, we're going to review it. We're very much looking forward to it. There's so many. I think Matt will really love this book. There's so many memes. There's some iconic things in this book.
I know about the punt. I know about the punt.
The punt? Yeah, dude, that exactly. That punt is iconic, dude. I swear to God, when I saw that the first time, I swear, I don't laugh out loud a lot when I read comics. I laughed out loud, out loud. I was like, oh my God, that was.
What are we doing? The first 2 volumes, 14 issues or 12?
1 to 14. Yeah. Okay. So volume 1 is 1 to 6. Volume 2 is 7 to 14. That's what we're doing. We'll cover those. Yeah, very excited. All right. We'll see everyone next time. Go Rogue. Stay warm out there. It was a little bit cold out there, but go Rogue. Yeah, and read more comics. Hello, everyone. This is the Radiant Black Podcast, and we just wanted to say thank you to our patrons and followers for their continued support and patronage. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on and continuing to do the show we love for the comic book that we love, with the community that we love. So thank you to our patrons, Noah M. and Patrick,
Joe J. and Jordan C.,
Matthew J. and Cameron L.,
Tivis S. and Eric W.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Stay radiant.